remember it.
I don't remember anything called Dr. Pig.
Do you
Yeah, I don't
remember Pig
remember
from
that
Back in the
either.
Barnyard?
I don't remember Back from the Barnyard. I don't know what that is.
I don't either, actually.
Is that a Cartoon Network thing? A Disney Channel? Boomerang?
That's from
Boomerang.
Nickelodeon.
I named everything but that. I don't think I've watched anything from Nickelodeon as a kid.
It's fine. I will say it was a bad TV show, but I loved it.
I watched, well, I mean, didn't you watch SpongeBob? I thought that was on Nickelodeon.
It was on Nickelodeon.
Oh shit, that was. I forgot. Well, I mean, not as a kid. I watched it more as a teenager because I didn't have cable as a kid.
What else was there? Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
These are the adventures.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't remember. Very Odd Parents.
Oh, yeah, that is. Okay, so I did watch a lot more Nickelodeon stuff then. As a teenager, not a kid.
Danny Phantom.
We were just talking about that, actually. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Love to Danny Phantom.
I remember the intro, I think.
I love the intro. Intro was good.
I think I remember the intro. He fight, like the villain is like a a black, greenish, vampire-looking guy. He reminds me like what I think Dracula was in the show. Maybe I don't know if he was a vampire. I'm guessing
you're
he
not
was
that
a ghost.
wrong. His name
Are
was
you
Vlad
ever gonna watch it?
Cosmius.
Are you ever gonna watch it?
I don't think so.
Okay, I can say this
Ooh,
because
please do.
I was gonna say, why the fuck does he get a mech? I hate mechs. So
Who gets
Are
a
you talking
mech?
about Danny, Vlad, or Jazz? Because I
Danny.
think Vlad had a mech for a while. I don't remember that part. Danny had the mech. I think it was because
He got the mech, and I was just like, God damn it! I didn't want to watch a mech. I mean, a mech TV show.
Wait, was Vlad
Danny
the bad guy?
Phantom Vlad was one of the bad guys. I mean, he was
Was he
like
the main one?
villain. Yeah, on and off. He
Who
was like
was
the ultimate villain at the end.
Who was the vampire guy? Vampire.
That's
looking
him.
guy. That's
That's
him. So
him,
he
Vlad
was not even the
Cosmius.
main villain then.
I mean, he's his most recurring arch nemesis.
Okay, I wouldn't say main villain, but he wasn't the boss villain.
See, the boss at the end. Here's the thing about Danny Phantom. The end, there is no final like one person boss. It was Danny had to find a way to like stop an asteroid from hitting the Earth. That was the final episode, and that was the finale there. And then
So,
Vlad is an idiot.
It's something
and
that he
decided
could
to.
have fixed even while not being transformed, because his family is
No.
supposed to be scientists, aren't they?
They the way they stopped it was Danny got all the ghosts from the ghost zone
Of
to turn the Earth intangible.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
the
right.
asteroid just went through it. I loved. Sorry for nerding out here for a second. I loved Vlad's stupid plan because he was mayor of the town, and then he said he revealed that he was a ghost to the entire world, and he said, "I will stop the asteroid if you make me president of the world, but if you don't, I will not stop the asteroid." And so they made him the ruler of the world. And he went to the asteroid to turn it intangible, and it turns out the asteroid somehow, coincidentally, was made out of an anti-ghost energy field, and so he couldn't touch it. And he's like, "Well, this sucks. Yeah, I'm out." That's how the series ended.
Yeah. Remember when Danny liked that other girl, and then like I thought she was kind of like, eh.
Talking about Valerie,
Is that her name?
the black girl,
Was she black? I don't even know, man.
the one who tried to kill him.
Was it Valerie?
She was the one who turned into a ghost hunter.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
feel
by the
bad-
way, David, there's another similarity that Danny Phantom and Jake Long had in common. It's the fact that they both had a love interest for at least some amount of time, where the character was secretly a hunter trying to kill them.
Oh yeah. What was it?
Well, that happens in every show. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, she falls in love with the witch hunter.
You know, I'm pretty sure that's where Danny Phantom stole that from.
God damn it.
To be fair, Butch Hartman isn't really that like original in his ideas. He just knows how to steal things from other places and repurpose them for his own, and like repurpose them enough where they sound original enough, and nobody really bats an eye. Danny Phantom is just Spider-Man, but with a kid who could turn into a ghost instead.
Yeah, instead of actually
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prove
You know
it.
why?
Prove
You
it.
know,
Did
I
you ever
wish
have an
they-
upside
they
down
gave-
kiss.
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure
they
probably
could've.
did.
I mean, they probably did, yeah. Oh, so the one thing I didn't like was how Tucker didn't really get, he couldn't get anyone.
There
I don't
was
think
that
he
one.
did.
No, hold on. You say that, and that's funny because there was that one episode where he wanted to get a date, and he told Danny, "Hey, you can possess people, right?" And then Danny's like, "No, I'm not doing what you're thinking of, you gross idiot." And he's like, "Come on, just for 5 minutes, man." In hindsight, I'm just like, wait, hold on. They let them get away with that. Okay.
Man, I forgot about all these freaking like villains. The
The
lunch
villains are
lady.
terrible.
Oh my god.
You will fear the box ghost. Oh
You
god,
take
I was
that
watching a
back.
top 10 list of deadliest villains from Danny Phantom, and Box Ghost made it to number 1. And then the guy's like, "I'm just kidding."
No, that's just a meme.
It is a terrible meme, but I would have still believed that Box Ghost would have been a terrifying villain on his own accord, if not for the fact that every other ghost is worse than him. Can I just say the most powerful ghost that they've ever fought? I think, and I could be wrong when I say this, the most powerful ghost they ever really fought, only made one appearance, and it was the Christmas special. And I know this is gonna sound like Marvel, but
They did a playoff of like the Christmas Carol or something.
yeah, they did, because his name was the Ghost Writer, and like when he wrote things down, they would become real or something like that. And I'm like,
Mhm.
wait, well, hold on, this guy is just the author. I don't remember how he beat him.
I mean, yeah, how are you gonna beat someone that has that power?
I don't remember how he did it, man. There was also Desiree, who, like, her power was weird. She was a wish granter, but like every time she would grant a wish, it would like create ghosts, and that's how she did it. And she's the only her and Dexter were the only two people that were canonically dead people ghosts. Like every other ghost, I think they were just born that way.
David,
Yes,
when the fuck did you start the freaking record?
I started it a long time ago. Well, you can tell when I started. I started about 7 minutes ago.
Well, obviously I can tell when you started it. I was just asking you.
Hey, David,
Why did you start
did you wanna tell us that we were recording before I started spazzing out about Danny Phantom?
Oh no, he wanted to keep that.
Well, it's because whenever we talk freely like this, you're like, "Oh shit, I wish I hit record," or "I wish we were recording."
You're not
because
keeping this in
we
the
have
episode.
we have some good. I don't know how much of this I'm actually gonna keep. I might keep like, if not all of it, maybe like
God.
half of it. I don't know. But since you guys are no longer gonna be talking, hey guys, welcome back to the Infinite Adventures podcast. How's everyone doing today?
I feel betrayed. Betrayed, I say. I've been used, abused. Almost like I was possessed by a ghost.
He's a phantom. Anyway, I'm doing amazing.
You didn't sound like you were doing amazing.
Amazing.
Wait, hold on. Justin, give it one more shot.
Amazing.
Oh boy, you trilled your voice there for a second, almost like Neil Patrick Harris. Like when he plays a supervillain or something.
Well, I will say, if you have not already noticed, I'm pretty sure you would have noticed by now.
That we're not amazing. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that we were missing one person.
We're mediocre at best. It's fine.
Again, I was gonna say that we're missing a person. Don is not here today. He was unable to join us, and it was extremely last minute when he told us, because I think he literally told us like in the morning of today, can we have anyone else to record? And then also John decided to tell us also last minute that he's gonna be out of town for a week, so we don't have time to wait for him to come back to record, because we need to get this episode recorded now.
Mm-hmm. My bad, by the way. I am going to be going to New York, though. Not the city, the state. I have been telling that to every single...
I don't think you have to say that. if you told me, hey, I'm going to New York, I'm not gonna be like, oh, sweet, New York City. Be like, no, okay, you're going to New York. I understand why you say it.
Oh, I will also say I will also be going to Ottawa. So if any fans out there who are listening or from Ottawa, you just missed me because this is coming out after I go.
Oh, if we did have any fans, they were like, "Oh shit, he's in Ottawa. Let me get ready." And then they hear this
David,
part, like, "Oh shit."
David, have you seen our metrics? We do have people listen to us from Canada. I don't know who they are. They're not all the one person that I know from Canada too, which is the weird thing.
The weird thing is, what if it was just that one person?
But it's from multiple sources. You can tell looking at the thing.
Oh, I mean, how cheap are smart devices now these days? I should really turn down the volume on my phone on that. Okay.
Maybe it's a Canadian phone.
Oh my god.
Okay. So today's episode is going to be a little bit of a weird one. Without giving too much away, you guys don't have to worry. It's not going to be a combat heavy. If there is any combat in this episode, I do want to say something really wrong. There should not be any form of combat today.
I got you on that.
Okay, so I do want to know if at any point you hear me say roll for initiative, something went really wrong. Super wrong.
Like, how wrong are you saying?
I mean, like, I have no monsters on my computer, no monster sheets anywhere around me, so I don't even know what you'll be getting in combat with.
So
but I hope that's not too much of a spoiler on that. So, to tell you the truth, I wasn't 100% sure how to start off this episode. Mostly because I kind of had to redo everything for today.
Any particular reason why you had to redo everything?
Well, because Dawn isn't here.
Oh fuck, that's right, Dawn's not here.
Oh my god, did you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I just re-listen to this really quick before we start? All right, I think I'm done. I'm done goofing.
Okay. So, like I said, I wasn't 100% sure how to start this episode out, because I've been thinking about telling a story that didn't have any room to fit in here, actually. But okay, so last thing that happened in the previous session, not exactly this last session, but you guys finally went through the whole mansion, from top to bottom and even below that. And you guys successfully found the Star Stella. Of course, you found it not in the condition you guys thought it was going to be, all broken up into pieces, but you actually found the actual structure itself. You guys examined it and everything, and there wasn't any change to it, and there's nothing different between this Star Stella and the other two that are located throughout the city. And so, you guys we're still wondering how they were able to do what they were doing with the Star Stella. Of course, before you actually took your time to study it, you did encounter a few weird bird insect creatures. I don't remember their exact names. They started with B's, but you fought these creatures that came from this portal, in a sense, created by the mist. And also you fought the one person you've been hearing about a lot, Melissa. With the help of Mr. Sunday, actually handled the fight pretty good. With the only actual big cost was Asal losing his sight, being permanently blinded. But other than that, everything else went somewhat, almost completely smoothly. Sadly, they thought you guys were going to have trouble, which is why I asked for Phil to come in. And it turned out that maybe I had too much help for that session. But yeah. The basement, sub-basement was cleared. You guys decided to head back with everything you found. Took Melissa and Accuser Mirror's body. And y'all guys headed to the Sleepless Agency. you guys shared the news with who was it? Cizadiah. She was the one waiting in the agency. Because before you guys even went back to the mansion, of course, you had the incident with the town being attacked, houses burning down. We had a lot of injured people in that little incident, and Winter, being a cleric, having this magical healing knowledge in healing, was busy attending those injured. You shared your news with Cizadiah. She took it pretty good. Her not being that close with Accuser Amir, her death didn't affect her as much. Not that she didn't care, but she didn't know her that well. Her death does still sting a bit. She says she's a great woman. She did not deserve that death. But she was mostly worried with Winter's reaction. You guys, she leaves to go get her. She comes to the Sleepless Agency, and you informed Winter and everything you guys experienced and encountered and found in the mansion. And again, that being Accuser Amir's body. She does not take it well, from what we saw in the last session. And now we found ourselves here in the moment where Anya, I think it was Anya, that activate the plate, trying to see if they can get any information out of Millicent's body. I think I did mention it, but Winter told y'all that the device doesn't work like you want it to work. You know that the device lets you speak with certain things, almost like casting speak with something. This device acts like someone casting speak with undead. Now, they can choose to not be brought back to life with a will save. Even if they fail the will save, they are brought back to life for that instant of the spell's duration, and you're allowed to ask it any questions. There's nothing that prevents them from either lying or not answering at all. And if they do answer, they can be direct or be very cryptic. Depending on how you ask the question, can sometimes affect whether it'll be a direct answer or cryptic answer. She came back to life. I didn't bother to do a will save on her. She just came back to life, knowing that even if you did find a way to bring her back to life, she was not going to tell you anything. And she didn't.
Bastard.
And now you're left with nothing in a sense of information. You do have the books you found in the mansion, and you also have a journal that you guys almost literally burnt because you wanted to burn her body and no one even bothered to search her body beforehand. But I kind of told y'all as Mr. Sunday, which I'm still a little bit like it's like in the back of my head. I'm like, I don't know if I should have, but I did. And so you guys searched your body and you found a book in a journal. One of her book. The other book is I think I said it's treated as her spell book. Anya was looking through it and she can tell it was like spell book, like written in that style. So, there's that. Since none of y'all are any kind of casters, then that's not even going to be a useful for ya. But I guess before we jump right where we left off, we'll go. I'll start with a little story, and this takes place back at the mansion ground. You guys are leaving the actual building itself, the mansion, dragging Melissa's body out. And at this point, it's you guys are having the conversation on whether to just incinerate her body with the alchemist fire, or maybe give her a somewhat of a proper burial, or just, be a little bit more respectful. And while you guys are having this conversation, we see, like, picture the camera zooming into Melisand's lifeless body, and then it fades into black. As we're in this void, you start to hear the sound of traffic. It sounds like we're in a very busy, very congested place. You hear the sound of people yelling out products, food. You hear other people yelling out about some fancy clothing or belts or weaponry they're having. And as the screen clears up, we see that we're in what looks to be a shopping center in a city that we do not know where. As the camera pans around here, it sneaks into an alleyway, and we see a little girl about the age of probably 5 or 6. And we see her hiding behind a box, like a little empty crate. And it looks like she's looking at something, like scouting something out. And if we look in that direction, we see that she has her eyes on a man who is selling fruit. A variety of fruit. Some that probably your characters would even know where they came from. And then we see her put her hand in her mouth, and she whistles a weird pattern. And next thing you know, we see a group of little kids run up to that stand, grab a handful of fruit, and just dash out into the street. The merchant standing behind his stand sees this and run after the kids, telling people to stop them, they stole from me, they have my product, stop them. And the merchant man just runs off. As he does, the little girl standing in the alleyway ducks out from there and runs straight to his stall. She runs with the knowledge of where she wants to be, and she runs to the back of the stall, and she ducks down in a small little little what do you call them, little open, a little bunk, I guess, a little storage place that he has behind there. And when she gets there, we see that there is a handful of coins, like of bags of coins there. We see that she had scouted the man long enough to know where he was hiding his money. She is excited. She's never seen this much gold before, this much money before, and she nervously reaches down to grab 2 sacks, and as she turns to run, she trips on one of the little legs on the stall, and the whole thing comes crashing down as she trips. This whole commotion causes the merchant to turn around and see this little girl, again about the age of 5, 6 the oldest, on the floor with 2 bags of coin in her hand. We see rage fill up this man as he turns around and starts yelling, stop her, she has my money, she has my gold. And the little girl stands up with like terror in her face as she bolts back down through the alley that she was hiding from, thinking that maybe she was fast enough to probably hide behind something. She turns back to see that the man is almost right behind her, not that far, and so she knows she can't hide in this alleyway, so she ducks out through the other end and starts running down the streets, trying to hide between the other shoppers here, trying to make sure to lose them. She's small, she's tiny, she can probably evade him, but everyone's moving out of their way to let her run, which is giving this merchant the constant sight of her, so he's chasing her down, and it gets to the point where she starts panicking. She drops one of the coins to see if maybe that can help, help cause a commotion from the other people, and she sees that it works, and she ducks through a small street, and then she waits there for a few minutes. She is out of breath, she is shaking in fear, and nothing. The merchant does not appear, and so she is happy. She's like, I did it. Okay. I gotta catch up with the other two. I gotta go find them. And so she continues walking down her street, and then she sees the merchant pop out in front of her. It seems like he had taken a shortcut she was not aware of, and ended up in front of her down the street. She is so tired, exhausted. She doesn't feel like she can continue, but her fear gets to her, and she turns around, and before she can even start to run, she bumps into a man, and she falls over, dropping the bag, and she's scared again. The fear just grows within her, because now she knows that she doesn't have time to pick up the coins, because the merchant is going to catch up to her. But she looks up and sees a man that does not belong in this town, is not wearing the normal or traditional garb of this town. He is wearing a elegant suit, with almost with the gold and brown colors, and the man looks down and goes and picks up the little girl and asks, "Are you okay?" He's like, and she doesn't answer. And behind her, you hear the merchant yell out, "Stop! Don't let her go! She has my money! Don't let her go!" And the man bends down and picks up the coins and the sack and goes, "Is this true, little girl?" And the little girl doesn't answer. And she goes like, he grabs the bag, and as the merchant steps up, he tosses him the bag. "There goes your money. You may go. Leave the little girl." The merchant yells out like, "No, give me the... No, I'm taking the little girl to the guards, and they will take care of her." As he says that, we see a cart pull up next to them, as two men in yellow robes walk out and stand to the left and right of this one man. And he tells the yellow robemen to help guide this man where he needs to go. And merchant, seeing these guys with weapons on their side, doesn't bother to fight back or to try to take the girl. And all we are left with is with the merchant turning around and telling the girl, "I better not see you here again, or I will turn you into the guards." The yellow robemans grab him by the shoulder and guide him out into what the little girl thinks is where his stall is located at. The man turns back to the little girl and asks, why did you steal from this man? He's an honest man trying to do an honest job." And the little girl doesn't answer. "If you won't answer my questions, then answer me just this one thing. What is your name?" The little girl turns to look at him eye to eye. My name is Melissa." It's like, that's a nice name, Melissa. And the man eyes her up and down and goes, "Seems like you're not living a nice life, are you? You're hungry, I can tell, aren't you?" The little girl shakes her head and goes like, "I lost my daughter a long time ago. And you remind me a lot of her. Do you want to come with me? Do you want to travel the world?" And Melissa's eyes kind of blow up in somewhat a little bit of joy, but there's still a little bit of concern in her eyes. She goes like, come with me, and I promise you that you will no longer suffer living in these streets. And Millicent, a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, shakes her head. Okay, I'll go. And she jumps into the cart with this man, and they ride off. A few days pass, and Millicent is walking throughout this mansion. It belongs to the man. She's surprised. She thought this man wasn't rich or anything like that, but he owns a mansion. She is waking up at night due to some noises, and so she starts walking through the halls. She sees that his office, he has the candles lit, which is weird. It's late at night, and so she goes to see what's going on. As she gets there, she sees the same yellow-robed men, but this time there's 4 of them. And one of them is wearing an even more elegant robe. And she sees that the man who's wearing the most elegant one is the man that saved her. And she hears chanting coming from the other side, not really knowing what is being said. And then she sees all 5 of them raise up a dagger and just plunge it down, with the sound of a man's yell falling right behind it. She is completely struck with fear that she runs back into her room and just waits. She waits until she hears the Romans leave the office, go downstairs, and leave the building. She catches her breath and she walks back to the office and opens the door to see what remains. And she sees that the man laying on the floor, the one who had just been stabbed 5 times, was the merchant. As she looks around the room, she sees right in the front wall, right where this man was standing, the man that saved her, is a symbol that she's never seen before, and it's smothered with blood. She walks up to it and starts to examine it. As she hears the door shut behind her, she turns around to see the man that saved her standing behind her. He tells her, "Are you scared? Are you terrified? Do you know what that symbol is?" And the little girl shakes her head like, "No, not many do. But that belongs to a god, a great one, named Hastur. And this man helped me give life to Hastur. And does that scare you?" And the little girl turns to look at the man, the merchant, that lies dead on the floor. She reaches down to a pool of his blood and kind of messes with it, playing with it between her fingers, and she stands up and she asks, "Can this god save me?" And the old man looks a little bit surprised. "This god can make you as strong as you want." And she takes the blood, and on her forehead she draws the yellow mark, and she looks at the man and says, "Then teach me." And then we're back at the Sleepless Agency as the life leaves Millicent's body for one last time as the spell is undone. And now it's just the three of y'all with Winter standing in this room.
Don't ever try to make me feel bad again. About killing someone who is who we know for a fact is evil. Never again. I felt bad for at the very beginning, but then not really towards the end. Whenever it's like, oh yes, this Hastur bullshit anyway, so that's fine. It's like I don't know. It's weird. You pull that shit on us. I'm gonna force Donovan to come back over here.
Well, I mean, isn't that what makes a story good? It's when they make you feel bad for the villain.
I know. I like Joker. I shouldn't feel so good about the end of that movie, but I did. Hey, if that's a psychological problem, well then, well, you know, authorities, you know who to find. Anyways.
But yeah, it's one of those. It's like there's a lot more to her story, which I don't know. Maybe I'll get to down the line, but
I will say,
it's. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, because I've been reading the Adventure Path for another campaign. I think we already mentioned it before, but I'm not gonna right now. And they are really in depth on their characters' backstories for NPCs you only maybe ever meet once.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad sometimes. It's like, as the DM, you know it's up in your character's head, and it's like, man, you really want to squeeze the juice as much as you can.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I can tell y'all this backstory, but your characters never know it. And it's like, what? Okay, because I think the one thing that, like, when it comes to like characters' backstories, I think the one character that it affects the most is Assad, because Assad has taken this vow of not wanting to kill people willy-nilly. It's like you have to have a good reason for Assad to even kill someone. Even though, like, I think you first mentioned, when you first made him, when you first told me about him, you're like, oh, I don't want him to kill other humans. But then you slowly kind of backtracked it to, okay, he's only going to kill evil people and, like, non-humanoids. And then you pushed it a little bit more back with, okay, he will only kill if it's, like, self-defense and if it's evil people and, like, other creatures. But, I mean, it's like, you try to make Assad as pure as you can. It's like, he's not just going to kill someone because he wants to kill someone. He's going to kill someone because it feels like that's the only choice he has left. And it's
right.
It's like, and what if Assad, like, knew her backstory? I mean, I could have gone into like deeper detail in her backstory, like try to show that she suffered more as a kid. But I mean, that would have been like a whole episode maybe of like her backstory, and that's not, like, sadly we just can't do that because that's not affecting the actual story of Strange Aeons. That's just a character story. But yeah, she suffered as a kid. She was homeless. She was abandoned by her parents and lived off whatever she can find or steal. And the only reason she grew up with Hastur is because she saw herself being so weak. And this man who basically becomes her father, she was 6 years old at most. In the book, it says like she's young, like 5 to 6 years old. And so basically she finds this man that saves her, becomes her father in a sense, and introduces her to this god who claims can give her so much power. It's like, who wouldn't want to accept that? Coming like from nothing in a sense.
Right. I will say, I've been really thinking about my character a lot, obviously. And one of the things I noticed about him is that you harp on me for this too, and I really thought about it. And I said that in his past he was kind of like an angry person, and he let anger get the best of him. But then I realized something kind of, and this is kind of funny and kind of stupid, and I realized it only is a coincidence more than anything else because I just didn't play the character the way I had originally intended him for to be. And it's that I was like, wait, but I feel like as an excuse, I guess you could call it, the fact that he lost his memories of all the stressors that would have caused him to be angry were gone. And so like in the past, yes, and it's funny, the irony that going to this asylum really did cure him of that.
I guess that is one way to cure mental issues. Just completely erase your memory. Don't remember ever having any mental issues.
Oh god, but I feel like a nice little change in that is rampant paranoia, because he's been getting a bit paranoid about a lot of different things, and I still like keeping him doing that because it's just fun to do. It's a little reflection of my own paranoia of a lot of other things. If I was in this situation, I would not be in it at all. I would have just died. But still, God.
Well, I mean, good thing you're playing Assad, not John.
Boy, I would have been level 0. I would have died.
Can I? Oh, you'll be the first character with negative levels and not dead. But
CR 1/8.
But I mean, like I said, sadly, this kind of backstory is not something your characters would know, and it's sad to say that because it kind of gives a little bit more, I wouldn't say credibility, but it gives you more of a sense of why these people are doing these kinds of things. But I mean, other than that, like I said, I know Don isn't here, and he's the one that likes to ask all the questions and do the research and stuff, but you guys tried to use the confabulation plate, I think that's what it was called. It didn't work. Oh, well, it worked, but she didn't answer your questions. She chose not to answer them, and being limited to only being able to ask 2 questions, the effect of the plate wore off, and she once again passed away. Winter...
No. She Hastur way.
Oh, I hate you.
Okay, so today's just gonna be me and Justin then. I never tried a 1-person, 1DM game before, but hey.
Don't do it. It's terrible.
Okay,
Terrifying.
but Winter, like I said, Winter did not take the news very well. She is very upset. She wished you kept her alive, but choices cannot be undone, and so yeah, she is sitting there. Like, she's not really like what's the word for it? She's not surprised of what just happened. She knew that this was gonna be the outcome, that you weren't gonna get anything out of her, and so she just sits there like, now what?
Well, we read. As I pull up the Journal of Millicent.
Hold on, just a quick second. Is this what you just said in the journal?
I'm sorry?
What have you just said been in the journal?
No.
Okay, I just want to make it clear that this would have been a weird chronological, like, thing.
I think that would be
There
more
are
in a
words to
diary.
describe it.
If you found her diary, maybe.
Or
But no, this is a journal.
This is her journal, yeah.
I'm not even gonna get into the semantics of diary and journal.
We went through this before. Okay.
Oh wait, before we say anything, did we figure out who was gonna wear the chain shirt?
I think Anya said she was gonna wear it.
Yeah, I thought she said she was.
It already takes up my slot.
Okay.
Why did you want it?
Eh.
Would it be too
wait,
big
did
for
we
you?
ever use the Scrolls of Restoration?
Yes.
Yes, they used it on me. Remember?
Oh,
It was both
I got
you
my
and
con back.
yeah, you and Nestle.
okay. There's no way. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way we could what was it called get Winter to learn them. I don't think.
No, they were already used. So
No, I'm saying if there was a way to.
She's not high enough level
Yeah.
to learn it. She can cast it with no issue at all. She can learn the spell, but she learns it at I think level 7, and I think I mentioned it. She's a level 5 cleric. So okay, so as Winter sees that this didn't work, she stands and she walks over to Kuzuramir's body, and she takes out a scroll, and you see her mutter a few words, and you see Kuzuramir's body just glow for an instant, and then that's it. And then she stands up and she goes like, okay, so today was not a day I was expecting. I need some time to think, to take it all in. You guys do what y'all need to do. So do you have books, journals? I ask you, go through them, I guess. See if you can find anything in there that can tell us anything about Count Laos's location. I really need to take time right now. I'll let this get to my head a bit, and I'm starting to say things that I probably should not be saying, and I'm just gonna have to get her body prepared for a proper funeral. Can't just leave her here like this. So if you excuse me, I'm gonna step out for a minute. And if none of you stop her or anything like that, Winter leaves.
I put my hand on her wrist, and I was like, and just a little pat there. Like, okay, take the time you need.
Yeah, we're sorry. We are really. We've been trying to go at this at a very quick pace, and we've not really taken the time to, just let these things happen. Just the process. You need to just take the time that you need to go through this. I know she means a lot more to you than she did to us, so, pardon our frankness when it comes to how quickly we were able to get around this and not really worry too much about it, if that makes sense. We did put in as much effort as we could, but it wasn't enough, obviously. Hey, out of character, self-care is really important. And burnout is a thing, so...
Go ahead and take the time you need. We're going to take the day to read up on all of this that we brought here.
So, before she leaves, she does turn one last time and says, like, I just don't want her death to be meaningless. If we can at least get any information on Count Laos's location, where he's at, where he's going, then she didn't die for nothing then. And she walks out.
After she walks off, put my hand on Assad's leg, and I say, I don't think any death is actually meaningless.
Yeah, every death has a reason for happening, or else the gods would be doing something. I don't know. It's I would say they have it. It's in their plan, and they all have it handled. But I don't know. This stuff is getting kind of weird. I honestly didn't look. I'm just saying, in my natural life, I didn't expect the gods to be so involved in our lives, specifically ours.
Well, to be honest, the furthest thing we remember is the asylum, so we weren't expecting much anyways.
Yeah, we were pretty much blank slates at that point. But yeah. Okay, so Anya decided to run off and just start doing her research on her own. Okay, bye, Anya.
Well, no, I was just waiting for y'all to
acknowledge her.
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly thought Anya was gone.
No, Anya's in this room. Anya's with y'all.
I'm just messing around. Although I feel like Donovan would find that funny.
Wait, let me get his laugh. Okay, because he has a distinct laugh. Okay. No.
Wow,
Oh, what?
that was both accurate and inaccurate at the same time somehow.
Kiriko, it's not you.
I'll probably end up editing that out anyway. So.
No, keep it in. Keep it in. We're allowed.
No, because I don't want to feel like I'm making fun of him. But
We'll find out if you listen to the episode or not.
well, that's true. You gotta listen to the episodes anyway. So, for all you guys know, I could be bashing on the outros and you don't even know it.
I will say that I really love the not the intro, but the tag, not tag. What do you call it? The description. There we go, for the last episode that came out. Have you seen the yellow sign?
I was gonna ask you, how did you do that?
Zalgotex generator. Instead of doing it all at once, I actually increased the margin of corruption for every couple of letters so that it would gradually get weirder and creepier. I just love Zalgotex generators, and I had an excuse to use it before once. So, like, the auditory version of that, if you guys listen to the episode, read the description for Have You Seen the Yellow Sign? The description is, have you seen the yellow sign? Something like that. You know, add some effects in there, and you get the general idea.
At first I thought it was my phone that was showing up weird. It's like, God, wait, why is this showing up so weird? And so it's like, wait, did John actually do something for this? And so I went on my laptop and then got on iTunes, and I was like, oh shit, no, John did something to this to make it look like this. So yeah, I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't even know you could do that, but I thought it was like a special key sequence you had to type in to get it to show up like that. But no, that's cool.
There probably is, but somebody made a generator for it, so you don't have to worry about that.
But okay. So, what do you guys choose to do next?
Oh, so I was going to say was to Assad. You know, I do feel a little bad though. I think we could have made it.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna try to like get like absorb everything Dawn related from every recording we've ever done, and see if I can be him in this episode. Okay. Okay. So you tell Assad what?
Anya and Assad. I feel a little bad. I feel like we could have saved her. Essentially, that's what I was trying to say.
And she goes, okay. Anya turns to you and was like, what you gotta feel bad about? You tried.
Oh god, why am I on fire? I know, I'm just kidding.
Eventually we will refer to her as her true name, the Mother Hen.
Yeah. Anya. And turns like, what you gotta feel bad about? We tried everything.
Well, our try wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do it. I mean, that's... At the end of the day, that's what it is, right?
We just checked the other building first.
We can't be in multiple places at the same time.
Can't you?
Well, I mean, I don't have that kind of magic. I mean, maybe if I was a sorcerer or a wizard, I could probably learn how to do those, or maybe down the future I can make an extract that can give me that kind of ability. You like what I'm doing? How he goes into explanations like that?
No, I mean, that's generally what he does. But I mean, he does it on purpose. That's his character.
But no, I don't have that kind of ability. And don't you think if I did, I would have used it sooner?
That makes a good point, yeah. Yeah, you are correct.
What I'm saying is a little sad that we didn't find this place earlier. Like, we didn't choose this.
Well, Nuzzle, I mean, we've been,
I'm saying I'm not saying it's your fault, or
no, I'm just saying that you're now.
I'm not saying it's your fault as he's rubbing his nose with a finger pointing directly at me.
No, look, Nestle. First of all, rude. Second of all, no, I'm saying, like, we've already gone through the whole there's things that are beyond our control spiel. So, like, I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks sometimes, and I mean, yeah, we failed. We kind of just have to deal with that. I mean, that's just human nature at this point, right? Look, I'm just saying, for 3 guys who ended up in an asylum and one of them ended up dying, and
Sorry, I'm
you were
not
tricked. I was referring to Karagor, which is why I said one of them died. And you know, getting this far, our entire time here, Nessel, has been based on failures that we have had in our lives, either because of something that we couldn't anticipate, or because of something that we did wrong, and we just have to deal with that. And I mean, I'm blind, Nessel. I'm blind. I forgot about that because I've been thinking about it for a while.
Oh, you're right.
You're damn right I'm right, and I'm not pointing at you.
Wait, hold on. I'm laughing before I'm even about to say this. I'm sorry that we didn't have the foresight for this.
You take that back. You take that back. I'm going through things right now.
I'm not actually, like, my character's not actually laughing. I am.
Anya will like walk up to you and be like, you know, you have to understand one thing. And people in our line of work are going to have to accept that failure is a thing. Not everyone can be saved. We tried our best.
We did. That we did. Okay.
Yeah, ain't failure just the worst curse of all?
Nestle slaps his cheeks.
I don't know, I think I could think of a better one.
Wait, hold on. Whose cheeks is Nestle slapping, and which cheeks are they?
I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, just to wake himself up is essentially.
Okay, so Nestle's slapping his face cheeks. Got it.
His face cheeks, yes, to slap. As if he was trying to wake himself up. Anyways. Alright, so we'll put a stop to this. I know we can.
I agree with you on that. I'm pretty sure we got this in the bag. Do we just because one little hiccup? I mean, well, it's a pretty big one, but you know what I mean.
Anya, Assad, and me. We got this. And I reach my hand forward to do a you know when you do like the one for all and go hey, right, in the air.
You mean when you put your hand in the circle?
Yeah, I put my hand in the circle. Yes, I didn't know the word for it or words for it. Yeah, put your hands here.
How far away are you from me?
I'm right next to you.
I put my hand on your heart. And then I move towards where your hand is. All right, found your hand.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't specify where it was. So, you're good, man.
It's also a callback to the very last episode where I said that I can find people's hearts somehow. So there is that.
Oh yeah, you did say that. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forget. I keep forgetting. You're blind.
I forgot that I had that too. I'm useless outside of combat, but
I mean,
also if there are any zombies or undead creatures, which we find a lot of, and creatures that don't have heartbeats, I'm just there. I'm useless. But if it's people and monsters that have hearts, I'm good. If we fight a suit of armor, I'm not going to be useful at all.
What if you fight a big heart?
As long as it has a heartbeat, I can find it. If it's not an undead heart, then, well, I'm good.
Wouldn't Assad be terrified? Because, like, oh shit, there's a huge heart. I wonder what that belongs to.
Oh god, you just opened up a lot of questions. Hey, David, how big is his heart?
The biggest heart, bro.
And it's like, heart is supposed to be the size of your fist. Balled up. So imagine one that's like the size of a house. Imagine what that goes
I got
into.
Big hands. What does that tell me?
It's a pretty big heart.
A lot of heart disease there.
Alright, so so I put my hand in the fist and we put it in the circle. And Assad does that too, right? I'm assuming?
Yeah, I already said it was awkward. I went from your chest to your hand.
Well, yeah.
Essential.
Anya?
Maybe, I don't know.
She walks up. puts her hand on your heart and then goes down to your fist, I guess, mimicking the sword.
You didn't have to do that, Anya.
I saw Assad do it. So.
Anya, I felt your hand slide up my hand. Did you do the same thing I just did?
I thought that's what we were doing.
No, that was just the me thing, I think.
Well, let's do it then. Let's make sure this works out in our favor, and we break.
I put my hand up before you do. I just do it immediately after you stop talking.
Oh, okay.
Anya's hand was on top of mine, so I feel like that would have been awkward.
I feel like you're trying to make things awkward.
Okay, so
yeah, I am.
So the first thing we need to do is go through all this information that we've amassed. Stares at all the books that we have sitting there in the corner, like 20 of them.
Hey, Nestle, I'm not gonna be. I don't wanna be a
You don't have to
burden.
partake in this. Oh, I mean, I'll get you some braille.
That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say you can read them out loud if you would be a dear, but you.
Fine, I'll read them
Okay.
out loud. Thank you. Yes. Okay,
Well,
so,
I mean, okay. So here's the thing. Anya takes out all the books and everything, and okay. I'll say it like this: you found the whole crate full of books. Those are the books that I don't know if you guys remember, but would have been quote unquote stolen by Nestle in that little flashback thing. So these are all the books that were owned by the bookstore. The other books you found was Millicent's spell book. You found 2 different journals or notebooks that belong to Count Laus, and then you found Millicent's journal.
so what I have right now, per se, is I have a handbook, and I have the Panacotic manuscripts. I don't know how to say that.
Narcotic? We
Narcotic.
talked about this last
Yeah,
time. You don't
that
pronounce
is-
the P.
That is the
Narcotic
book that
manuscripts.
I said contains some information about the old gods or the ancient gods, and it's also being treated as a spell book for her, or was being treated as a spell book by Millicent.
The other 3 books I have. Let's see. History of Versex and the Stars. Deniable Refutation of the Works. Doomsaying Pseudo Scholar Dr. Henry Martin. And then I have the whole crate right here. So I'm not gonna read all of those out.
Okay, so in the crate, it's where you would have had the journals, Count Laus's journals. If I thought you also had Melissa's journal, but if you don't, that means Anya has it.
I do have Millicent's journal. I wrote that as Journal of Millicent. I said the narcotic manuscripts in the Journal of Millicent. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the last part. But yeah,
My
okay.
bad.
So yeah, you guys have all the books then. Which ones are the ones you want to go directly into?
Oh, I want to read the manuscripts and the journal first. That would probably be the smartest idea.
Both from Millicent?
Yes, the 2 books we've get the most recent ones we've gotten.
Okay. So, Assad, did you want to do anything with this?
With the reading?
Yeah. Or like,
It's
what
gonna be a tough
what
one.
do you want to do between this? Because this is mostly to be Anya and Nestle. I don't know if
I mean,
there's anything
he can listen
particular
to it,
you
but-
want to be. I mean, yeah, you can stay there if you want, but is there anything you specifically want to be doing, or just be there?
I mean, as melodramatic as I think that's the word. Probably not the right word. I'm just trying to use big words because I'm trying to sound smart. As dramatic as it would be, I feel like he would just be kind of playing with the glasses while he's listening to Nestle, and just kind of, Mr. Sunday gave us glasses.
The glasses
Yes.
that you can't even use anymore. Okay.
That's fine. It's still my
So-
glasses.
Okay.
I feel like flavor wise, my eyes did get all glazy and stuff, and it's just a nice way of covering it up now.
So, for the book itself, that has do you have knowledge arcana, by the way?
Yeah, I should. Hold on, let me check. I actually do. Wait, knowledge?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you have a point in it, right?
Yes, I have a point in there.
Okay.
I can still
give-
make the check untrained, but yes.
Okay. So give me 2 knowledge checks. Give me just a knowledge is based. That's intelligence. Give me a straight up intelligence check. So just click intelligence.
Okay.
And then give me a knowledge arcana check.
Okay, so intelligence check is 18, and my inspiration with knowledge arcana is at 27.
Okay. So just for the direct knowledge check. Okay, so I think I mentioned a little bit about the book, but the book itself contains information about the great old ones, the elder. Here's these gods of the elder mythos and creatures associated with that.
And this
And
is
they're-
for
I'm
for
sorry?
the manuscripts?
Yes, this is the I don't know how to pronounce it again. Something manuscripts.
Narcotic manuscripts.
Yeah.
This is the what gods you said?
It's all the elder gods, the gods of the elder mythos. So anything that has to do with the occult, and the gods and those gods, that's what you can find in this book. So as you read through it, you find a little bit of information about certain other gods, like you see Hastur, you see what's the name of the one that can't
Yamandor?
Yeah, Yamandor. Let's see, what other gods are they? There is the
Nyarlathotep.
the great old one, what? Mordegon? Is that one?
Not that I know of. I only know like the most common
I
ones.
don't know if I pronounced that right.
How are you saying it?
Only because he's mentioned in this adventure path. So I was like, oh wait, there's another good old one that's mentioned in the adventure path.
Nyarlathotep. Mordigian. I
More
don't think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but that's how I said it.
Mordigian.
Well, this is the one time when I wish I had Dom, because he would not only correct us, but then give us information on who they are. But yeah, it goes
Oh,
through. It
Mordigian
goes
is
over
fucking
through
badass.
the gods, elder gods, a few information on there, and creatures associated with the elder mythos. Okay, so as you're reading the book, like I said, it is mentioned all that stuff. It also mentions, it also has information about portals and conjuration magic, the different types. And with your knowledge arcana, you actually notice that these spells are written in the book. And I'll go ahead and copy and paste them for you. It's a pretty good long list, but I'll go over a quick thing. You have spells like Gate, Greater Teleport, Lesser Planar Binding, Teleport Object, Teleportation Circle, and like I said, there is more on there, but I don't want to go through the whole list. Also, the book will grant you a +4 circumstance bonus on all knowledge checks pertaining to conjuration magic or gods and magic of the old cult. So anything
Circumstance
having to
bonus
be
what?
anything relating to the occult, and magic in the conjuration school, you'll be able to gain a +4 if you take time and read this book for a week straight.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, so Mordigian or whatever. I'm probably butchering it, but anyways.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Is that the
again,
Great Old one,
I just gave
or
you
is that
another
two
god's
names?
name on there just to show that if there's like a god you encounter, you can, with the help of this book, you can probably do a knowledge check to see if you know anything of him.
Oh, I know you're just saying words because you know you're the DM and the way you're saying it, but if we encountered Mordigian, I think we would be dead.
Did you just read
No
up on
knowledge will
Oof.
help you. I guarantee you, Nestle, that if you rolled a knowledge check to see what Mordigian was while we were in front of it, you would die because you were trying to find out.
Well, okay, yeah, you're right. I say things because that's on DM. You can also encounter his holy symbol. I guess in that manner, then yes, you're not wrong.
Is that all I get from the manuscript? Or
Yes.
Or I can-
The manuscript doesn't really hold information I can give you directly. The manuscript is gonna help you gather information.
okay.
So if you encounter something, basically the information you gain from reading this book, it's what's gonna help you identify a lot of stuff.
Okay. I think that would be super useful.
But like I said, you have to read your character. You have to specifically tell me that your character is going to be reading this book for a week straight.
Okay, I'm going to read that journal now.
The journal. Okay.
Wait, so do I have to read for the week straight, like no breaks?
No, it's not non-stop, but you have to take X amount of hours for the day to read the book.
Okay. Oh, does X mean like 2 or 3, or does X mean like 8?
Most likely closer to the 8 mark rather than the 2 or 3 mark. You can always like cut the difference and take that, but it's good to be at least more than like 2 hours a day.
Okay. Alright, so Journal of Millicent.
So in the journal provided by Millicent, you, as you're reading, go ahead, give me a perception check to see how good you're reading this book, this journal.
Perception. 17.
17? Okay. So going through all these books is gonna take you the rest of the day, basically. And okay, so as you're reading the journal goes over a lot of occult stuff, primarily subjects over Hastur himself. On there, you see that she wrote about how many bodies she has left behind, how many minds she sacrificed to Hastur, and you see that what she was trying to do is to activate the Starstellas. She writes that she believes that the Starstellas connect this world to another, a city named Carcosa, the home of Hastur, where he resides. And what she was wanting to do is activate the Starstellas to help bring Carcosa to this world. To basically to have Carcosa consume Thrashmore and be here. And so she can stand beside Hastur himself. She wanted to be not just a disciple of Hastur, but more like, I guess the best terms, like the herald of Hastur.
I'm so glad you said Herald, because my immediate thought was sugar babies.
I went with Herald because that's basically what when I read this, it's basically what I pictured. Like she basically wants to be the Silver Surfer to Galactus, basically. This all powerful, all destructive force. She saw beauty in it. She saw that Hastur can reform this world to be perfect, to be his world. And knowing that if she was the one to bring him to bring Carcosa to this world, or take this world to Carcosa, she can be his right-hand woman, his Herald. And she believed that she was close in doing so, because she had already activated so much of the pillar itself. The pillar was emanating magic, and she was able to use the pillar to do immense things.
Oh, before you say anything, okay, so she believed that the Star Stars connect the worlds together, and Carcosa is the Golden City, right?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure how different Carcosa is in Pathfinder from the H.P. Lovecraft world, but yeah, she believed that Carcosa, and that the pillars themselves connected to another city, and she said that she thinks it's Carcosa.
Yeah, so was the Carcosa the Golden City, and it held Hastur there, or
yes, that is where Hastur rules. According to her, that is where she says Hastur rules.
All right, that is what I wanted to ask.
Okay. Because in her journal, she does write down. Actually, says she was able to activate the Star Stella. Now, she mentions they're not fully activated, but she's able to access a lot of what these Star Stellas can do. Some of the stuff that Star Stellas can do is that throughout, she writes down. It's weird. Okay, so she writes it down a different way, but I'm going to tell you exactly. It's like these Star Stellas have a certain amount of charges that you can activate from it. She writes down the only way to activate the Star Stellas is that the creature or the being who's trying to benefit from the Star Stella has to bear an unholy symbol of Hastur to activate it. Depending on what they wish to do, then that would use up a certain amount of charge or certain amount of power that the Star Stella has. Some of the stuff, or the primary stuff that she used it for, was that she had the ability that it's called City Stride, and she writes down is by touching one of the Star Stellas, a user can create a temporary portal on the wall within 200 feet from the stone.
What stride?
I'm sorry?
City
Stride?
Yeah, that's the name of the effect. City Stride. I'll start over again. By touching one of the Star Stella, a user can create a temporary portal on a wall within 200 feet of the pillar. The user can then travel to another wall within 200 feet of the one of one of the other two Star Stellas. So as long as you are within 200 feet of any of the Star Stellas, you can basically teleport from one wall to another. The only thing about using this spell is that once you travel between one portal to another, you leave a mural of a gloomy abandoned city behind. And the other thing is called Sinister Whisper. I'll copy and paste them after this. And it goes, Sinister Whisper. By touching one of Threshmore Star Stellas, a user can transmit a short whispered message to any point within 300 feet of any of the three artifacts. All creatures wearing an unholy symbol of Hastur within that area hears the whispered message and can give a short reply.
The user can make a transferred message to how many feet within another Star Stella? Or is it just...
300 feet. And again, I'll go ahead and copy and paste it for you. In the note, she also describes how... Okay, so in the note, it also says that if the stone is to lose all its charges, it becomes inactive and can no longer be used. To reactivate the Star Stellas, to replenish any energy it used to have, you have to sacrifice someone, a living creature, in the name of Hastur, while in contact with the Star Stella.
Hey, does anybody know where to find Gamora? I think my joke wasn't funny enough.
I
was
wasn't
it?
paying attention. Give me a sec. I need to try to write down
wait,
my
give
note.
me a minute. Tell your joke after I finish reading. I didn't get it.
Wow, you guys are jerks.
Gamora. What? Oh!
Wait, hold on.
Oh my god.
The sacrifice has to be within the range of the Star Stellar, right?
You have to do the sacrifice while in contact with one of the Star Stellars. As a
Okay, go ahead.
player knowledge, the artifact gains the number of charges equal to gains one charge per hit die of the sacrifice victim.
You know, if I'm playing an evil character, I'd probably do this.
Or chaotic neutral.
Yeah, or chaotic
I
neutral.
don't think chaotic neutral.
Look, I in the real world, feel bad and respect homeless people. But if I was playing a chaotic neutral character,
John,
I'd be like, "Where's that homeless guy?"
Oh yeah, the most deranged homeless guy in this campaign. I forgot his name. Let me check his name. I have
It's
it
like
somewhere.
Gregory or something.
Actually, I think you're right. Holy cow.
He was played by Jack Black.
Oh
I
no,
remember him.
it's Elgror Nasmith.
Yeah, there's a grrr sound in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Gregory.
Elgror Nasmith. Nasmith. Eh.
How did we remember him but not Millicent?
Who the fuck's Millicent?
I will say, also player knowledge. If you do want to destroy one of these pillars, there's only one way to destroy it. No, its creator has to destroy it. So a flying polyp is the only thing that can destroy this.
A what?
A flying polyp. That is what you guys saw making these before.
We have.
Oh my god!
Like, I honestly.
I don't know how much of this is a goof and how much of this is real.
First of all, I don't know
Please.
how to spell flying polyp.
Can you spell flying?
Can I?
I'm,
I don't know what's going on.
again, I'll copy and paste it. Hopefully, I pronounced it correctly. Polyp.
I think he's dicking around with you, man.
No, I actually can't just spell polyp. That's it. Like I
It's
said.
Polyp. It's just I didn't fail at 2 different spelling bees just for this.
I was close. I was very close.
Was it Polip? Is that what you were thinking?
Actually, I did a U instead of a Y.
How the fuck?
Polyp.
You were way off.
I heard polyp. Like lip. Like.
David, I'm this close to kicking Justin off this podcast.
For spelling mistakes? Wow.
Yes, for not knowing how to spell polyp. This is something that is unforgivable. Unforgivable.
Unforgivable. Alright. When the stone is uncharged, it cannot be... I don't remember that part.
It's there. I'm gonna keep going forward.
Okay.
Hey, does Nestle have that condition yet or no?
Well, no, I didn't give you.
Well,
anything
no, but
because you haven't done anything.
I, Justin, have it already.
Yeah, I'm just about to say, does Justin have it right now?
Other things that she writes, she actually has an entry before a couple of days at around the same days that it's reported that Count Laos left the city, and she actually writes down in a journal that Count Laos has left Thrashmore in search of a book that he isn't sharing much of. He says that the book will help him find this city. I'm not sure what he's looking for, but I do know that what he's trying to do is bring a being Zalmandor, the god of decay and destruction. And if he thinks that Zalmandor will grant him any power, then he is a fool. But he's left, and if he is able to bring Zalmandor to Galarian, nothing but death will follow behind it. Of course, his plan would never work. He's not smart enough. He doesn't have what I have. True devotion. Hastur is the answer. Hastur is the one.
Seriously,
That has to be the right.
sounds like a great slogan.
Can that be the name of like this?
Yes, it is the episode name now.
Yeah, screw Team Jacob or Edward. It's all about that Team Hastur.
That
But
has
yeah,
to be it.
basically that's what she's right.
It has to be it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Why, if Don was here, would we not have this many puns this episode or something? I feel this is a very pun-heavy episode.
Heavy as the hand that
You
makes
see,
the
when
pun.
when we have Don here, I can't crack my jokes off.
But
Please do crack your jokes as often. We're trying to make this funny and fun for everyone. Well,
okay, so
comedy
basically,
is not our main goal.
the last parts of the journal describe how Count Laos has left Thrashmore in search of a book. He really thinks that the book holds the secret to the location of a city. And,
The location of which city?
she doesn't say.
Carcosa. Oh,
She
I
says
was
that
just guessing.
the Starstellas hold is the key to getting to Carcosa.
Oh, okay. So there's
Uh,
2 different cities.
Yeah, the one she's talking about is Carcosa. She's saying
And
that
then
Count Laos is in search of a different city.
In hopes of finding the book, right?
Yeah, finding what you guys already know is the Necronomicon. You guys already found that out. So basically, with that information, all that Melissa knew was that Count Laos, after doing what he did, has decided to leave Thrashmore in search of a book. The book you guys have come to know as the Necronomicon. It was told by the Mad Poet its location. He told him, this is where you can go to find the Necronomicon. And in the Necronomicon, you will find the location of the city you're looking for. And so he packed everything up and left, not really giving much information to Millicent of where he is going. At least if he did, she did not write it down. But yeah, all she wrote down was that he has gone off in search of the city, hoping to find the answers to unlock or bring forth Zamindor for some reason, which from what she wrote down, she's not a big fan of that certain being, as
Me neither.
he's been known to be a god of decay. So she knows that having him come forth to Galarian will just bring death and destruction, while if she can bring... But she's not really worried about that. She doesn't believe Count Hastur Laos has the devotion or the power to do so, that he's going out on a fruitless mission. The real power, or the real strength, comes from the Starstellas here. That these will help bring forth a god, but not Zamindor, Hastur. That's who she wants.
Okay, out of game. I'm kind of happy we stopped her, because imagine if we didn't, there would be 2 gods fighting.
And you guys dying in 2 different ways. But then if you decide...
Also, not to mention how that even works metaphysically.
And then if you decide to move on to the journals left by... or finish reading the journals left by Count Laos. Yeah, because you also found Count Laos's journals. I gave you like a quick information about some of the stuff that was in there. I mentioned the gift he gave to the Mad Poet. The reason he was looking for the Mad Poet, again, I'll go to quick info dump here in case you guys forgot. But in the journals that when you first read it, I mentioned that Count Laos had found a way to travel to the dreamlands that didn't involve just falling asleep. He found a ritual to do so, and that is the ritual you guys saw in the weird dream sequence you had when Anya tried to cast psychic surgery on you.
Yes.
He managed to find a way to travel to the dreamlands without, falling asleep, but through a ritual. There he went for the purpose of finding information about a city that he's been looking for. He hasn't named the city or said anything, because I think Justin, you just asked if it was about the name of the city. Like, you haven't found that out yet. There he found information about a person that knows everything. Basically, he would know the location of the city, and he finds out that the name of the being or the person is they call him the Mad Poet. He gathered information about him, like what he needs to do to find him, and he found out that the only way to speak with him is if you bring him gifts. He doesn't write down the gifts or what he gave him. All he writes down is that once he attained them, he took his companions, which you guys connected to being Assad, Nestle, and Karagor, to the Mad Poet, and sacrificed their minds for the information. And that is what you guys saw. Oh wait, no, that's what you saw when you did the psychic surgery. Was your minds being sacrificed. The portal is what Nestle saw when he was reading, when you guys were in the room with the decapitated head body and the one with the lower torso on the beds. I don't know if you guys remember that. So Ness was the one that saw the ritual, and he told everybody else about it. But yeah, after sacrificing the minds of his companions, he was given the information of a book that can tell him where to find the city that he's been looking for. And the book title was the Necronomicon. And he gave him, he told him where he can find it. He wasn't 100% sure whether the information was correct or trustworthy enough. So this is now new information you're going to be receiving. So in the journal, when he describes about gaining this information, he has it double checked to confirm whether this book does exist and if that is the location of the book. In a journal passage, you see that he has been talking with someone who I have no clue how to pronounce his name, but I'm gonna go copy and paste that.
Okay, so this is still in Laos's journal?
Yes, this is in Laos's journal. It's okay. So in the journal, you read this name. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Myaknian Moon? Myaknian Moon. It sounds like reverse speech. It's really inconvenient.
Makanan Moon?
Myaknian Moon. Macknianmun. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Myaknian Moon went to the store.
Myaknian Moon?
To buy some bread.
Myaknian Moon? What is it? Name Cam. I don't know how to say it. Mac Daddy Mom.
Mac Daddy Mom.
But there's not even a D.
You gotta improvise, man. Translate.
Okay, so you
Oh.
see in the journal there's a little passage. It seems like to be a note sent by Mun, I guess. And the note reads this. Who would like to read it?
Okay.
Ooh, I haven't spoken in a while.
ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
wait. Myaknian Moon. It seems that the mad poet you met in your dream journey was right. The book you seek, the Necronomicon, is located in a special collection called the Mysterium in the Kadiran city of Kathir. Though it is written in Necrol, if you can find a way to retrieve it and bring it to me, I can certainly help you translate and research it. I look forward to seeing you again, my old friend.
We all lead.
Ooh, David,
Yes.
Are we gonna go to Kathir? You don't have to answer that. Can I retcon that Assad is from Kathir? It's in Kadira. I didn't give him a specific city he's from.
You know what? I never even thought about it. Yeah, they're in the same place.
He's from Kadira. Kadira is a continent. It's like a country though. So like, it's like saying, "Hey, this is New York City." He's from New York, the state, not the city. Food for thought.
So, you know that there's 2 places where he can be, according to this message. Wait, bring me this ring, bug, or translate. Let's see, you want to go, friend. No, wait, it's only one place.
It's only one place. The Mysterium in Kadiran, the city of Kathir. And that's what he is. He probably is right now.
That is where probably he was heading.
But how long ago was this passage? Would I be able to?
You would
Has
think
he
it would
put a
have
date
to
or
be.
time on this?
You would think it would have to. It's like towards the end of the journal, so you would think it would have to be a few months ago. But give me a knowledge local or geography. Wait, why? Yeah, geography.
Okay. Geography, you said?
Yes.
20 total. Oh no, 19 total. I rolled it twice on accident.
You know, it's a pretty long distance away to get there. It would take a couple of months to get there. So if he left, probably he would have been getting there about the time you guys left the mansion. I mean, not the mansion, the asylum, because you guys were in the asylum for about 2 to 3 months, and that's it takes a few months for you to get to the city. It takes probably like a month and a half, so probably been that long, if not longer. But I mean, that's kind of the only place you have left to search. That is where he was heading.
Okay. So, I tell Sod, we finally got it. We finally have a lead.
Thank God. I know. I was
He
listening
is.
to every word you said.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else should we be able to read now?
At least I would say everything else will take you a few more days to read. So you can, if you want, you can do that another day. But because I mean, one thing is you found the information you were looking for, where he can be, or where he was off to, and that's like that's the important part. That is what you were looking for, in the sense that you're not gonna be. There's no more combat here. There's nothing to be done. Everything else, pretty much next episode will be you guys ending book 2 for good and starting into book 3. But the main thing I really want to tell ya is that with this episode ending, you guys level up. You guys level up.
Just say we leveled up?
We leveled up and we did it.
And so I will end this episode by saying, as you guys finish reading these books, these journals, and again, some of this might get edited out because I swear I thought this information was a little bit more different. But as you guys finish reading this in books and finally picking up the notes, Anya stands up and she goes, we've we have everything now. We can meet with Sezadiah and Winter tomorrow and see what we do, going forward. If we have to chase after him, we may have to chase after him. But I think we should call it a day. See what awaits us. See what's oh God. And then she passes out and falls on the floor.
Anya!
Anya? Are you Anya?
Anya!
Anya? Anya?
We run towards there, and I run towards there, and I'm just like, Anya.
And then Anya she falls down with her eyes open as she sees everything starts to fade out and fuzz out, and she enters darkness. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.
Hey,
oh
dog,
no!
this is what you get for not
I
being
should have
here.
ended it with another coma.
Not another coma.
Not another one.